What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to be covering the #1 method that helped me scale my wholesale business fast. Let's jump right into it. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Brad Sherman, and on this channel we explore tips, strategies, and experiences that I have had that will help you start and build up your Amazon FBA wholesale business. Before we jump into it, if you guys do enjoy these videos, make sure to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button and notification bell if you want to stay up to date on all of the future wholesale content that I will be putting out. In this video for you guys, I want to break down a critical change that I made in 2021 and compared to 2020. So let's jump right into it. In 2021, I really made it a goal to contact as many companies as possible. So I increased my top line and I was calling for a period of time over 100 companies per week, and my account closure rate skyrocketed because I was calling way more companies than I was last year. As you guys know, wholesale is a complete numbers game. As the amount of companies that you contact increases, your account closure rate also increases. That's a huge component to wholesale. If you are not contacting suppliers, you are not going to get accounts. It is that simple. You're going to be faced with a lot of rejection. So in order to overcome that, we have to provide that value, but we have to increase the amount of companies that we're contacting. This is a sales business. It's an eat what you kill business. So the more companies that you are contacting, the more supplier accounts you're going to close. With that being said, the #1 tactic that I have implemented to my business this year is going wider as opposed to deeper. And what I mean by that is I've made it a point to invest in a multitude of different wholesale accounts and allocate my capital to a certain amount in each of these accounts as opposed to going deep on one or two wholesale accounts. In 2020, I've been transparent about this with you guys. My main issue was that I was focused too heavily on a couple wholesale accounts, and a couple of those accounts have since dropped off for various reasons. So in 2021, I was really forced to make an adjustment and add a multitude of different wholesale accounts, and that's what I've done. So if one account drops, I have a bunch of others to rely on, and this is critical for building a business. You want to have your main players, so your best accounts that generate you the most amount of revenue and cash flow month after month, but you also want to have your backup accounts that supplement those accounts. So if you think of it as you're building a house, right? You have your foundation layer, and your foundation is your main wholesale accounts. From there, you build up from the house. You have your wall studs and you have your drywall, and then you start to build the roof on top. In order to build a really big house and a sustainable house, you have to have the foundational wholesale accounts that generate you the most amount of money, and from there we build up and add more wholesale accounts that sustain the structure of your business. And that is what you're building, is you're building a system and a structure that you can rely on a multitude of different wholesale accounts to generate you revenue month after month. So I have the whiteboard behind me. I'm actually going to grab the pen and jump into a couple points that I want to address regarding this. So in terms of capital, this is just going to be a basic explanation. In terms of capital, right? Capital is the #1 resource for scaling. The more cash that's infused into a business, if you have product to invest in, you are going to be able to scale quicker with more capital. So there's a number of different ways to acquire capital, but that is not for this video. That's for another video, and I've also spoke about that in other videos as well. Let's say we have $10,000 to spend, right? This is our starting budget is $10,000. Now we can invest this into 2 wholesale accounts. Let's say we have 2 wholesale account options, and each of those accounts, for simplistic purposes, makes us $1,000 a month each in net profit, right? Now we can go over here, and let's say we have the opportunity to invest in 4 different wholesale accounts, and each of those accounts generates us $500 a month in net profit. So which is better, right? We're making the same amount at the end of the day, $2,000 at the end of the month, $2,000 at the end of the month. We've taken our $10,000 and allocated it into 2 separate areas. And if we go with this option, we're making $2,000. If we go with this option, we're also making $2,000. What's the difference is with this option, we have diversification. With this option, we don't. So what happens if your supplier cannot get stock anymore because of COVID and lead time? In this option, you're down to 1 account. With this option, you're down to 3 accounts. So it's just a way to diversify your risk portfolio, go wide as opposed to going deep. Again, hypothetically speaking, let's say both of these options generate us the same monthly profit. They have the same sell-through rate. So that was just a quick example for you guys to see it on a board. Again, this is not a very difficult concept, but it's something that I've really made a point to implement into my business this year, and I'm continuing to do it every day. And this is really how I'm running my business now, is I'm working on building a diverse, numerous portfolio of wholesale accounts that generate me X amount in profit and increase my cash flow coming into my business. So I'm not just focused on my bottom line profit. Wholesale is a very cash intensive business model, so we have to make sure we're maintaining a quick sell-through rate, ideally under 30 days. If we can get it to 2 weeks, that is even more ideal. So let's just use a quick analogy between a wholesale business running this way versus the stock market, right? Something that a lot of you guys can probably understand. So if I were to take, I'm going to go back on the whiteboard. If I were to take $10,000 and invest it into, 2 stocks, Apple and Amazon, right? It's not going to get me a whole lot of those stocks, but let's say I invested the $10,000 into Apple and Amazon, right? That's going to generate me a certain amount of profit over time. However, I'm not spreading my risk with that option, right? If Amazon stock shoots down or if Apple stock shoots down, half my portfolio shoots down. Whereas with this option, and this is the principle of index funds, right? With an index fund, let's say we're taking $10,000 and putting it into a Vanguard index fund. What we're getting with this option is we're getting a basket of the top S&P 500 companies. So we're getting a little bit of Apple, we're getting a little bit of Amazon, we're getting a little bit of Tesla, so we're diversifying over a period of time, and we're not investing so much money in a couple different areas. So that is the number 1 tool that I'm using this year and that I've come to learn is the most important tool to implement in your wholesale business. I spent a lot of time trying to figure this business out. And guys, that's why I'm making this video. That's why I make these YouTube videos, is to provide you with content, share my mistakes so that you don't have to make the same mistakes that I made. It can very easily happen where you contact a company and you get off the phone and it's a great phone conversation and they want you to spend, $5,000 to $10,000 with their company. However, what that might do, it might disable you from investing in other wholesale accounts, and that is really key. Is you have to look at your opportunity cost. Okay, if I have limited capital and I'm taking $10,000 and putting it in one wholesale account, is that going to hinder on my ability to invest maybe in 5, 6, or 10 different wholesale accounts where I'm diversifying my risk portfolio as opposed to investing in one single account? So build your house, guys. Start with the foundation and build up from there, and create a structure and an operating system that where if one account drops for whatever reason, you have a lot more to rely on. That's it for this video, guys. I hope that helps you understand a little bit more about wholesale and diversifying your risk in this business model. Again, wholesale is a very cash intensive business model, but if you allocate your capital properly, you will be able to build a sustainable business and portfolio of companies. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button and notification bell if you want to stay up to date on all of the future wholesale content that I will be putting out. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you next time.